Okay, so first of all, I was debating if I should have talked about this, even though this was earlier, but I want to talk about it. But before I say anything, meet Poppy. Poppy has been in multiple dramas, but as side characters, and he's currently in one right now called Me and Who series, the one with Park and Big in it. Anyways, if you don't know, Poppy had a podcast and he has a YouTube channel. Yeah. In this one, he's interviewing Thomas. Thomas in Or Sky, which I failed to do the recap of drama, but I did do the recap of the trailer, which sadly I didn't do the drama. But anyways, we on some serious topics of how Thomas came to be in the spotlight. Okay, so this is Thomas. I'm gonna try my best to pronounce his full-time name. If I said it wrong, put a thumbs down. If I say it right, put a thumbs up. So his full-time name is Thomas Titot Chongmanirat. So yeah. Anyways, in this interview, he said it's his first time being a podcast overall, and Poppy got the privilege to be the first podcaster. Anyways, he's talking about his life, how he became an actor. First off, he said that before he became an actor, he was in school, but we also get to know that Thomas is born both. He has two national passports. So he's a dual citizen. So he is American and Thai. So he was raised a little bit in America. His father is American Chinese. I think his mother is Thai, I guess. And he was raised in America for a little bit until he comes to Thailand. He was doing school, and then the COVID hit, I believe. He said COVID hit. When COVID hit, he was doing school video classes, and then not just that, but his parents do business. He's an only child to their parents. His parents does business. His father is a jewelry seller, and because of the COVID, he didn't get to sell or go travel to get the jewelry or the designs or stuff like that. And so is his mother. Now, because of no business going out, the money is not rolling in. So that's when Thomas came up with the idea to do jobs. I'm not gonna lie, I used to watch Poppy's podcast on YouTube, but for some reason I'm getting too busy. But knowing Poppy, I see one or two of his episode, he calls it, and believe it or not, most of it actually is like unfiltered. He doesn't hide anything. So if the entertainment is not getting too deep, but yeah. I noticed though he's not going beyond the Mandi to interview, but he does go people that is outside the Mandi, but not like in different companies, if that makes sense. So he started the YouTube channel 5 years ago during pandemic time, so it's not much, but he's thriving now. He's definitely putting out some content, which is good. During the conversation, we noticed that it got a little bit too deep because, like I said, Thomas said in the COVID time, business are not going good for his family. And if that's not the case, they're not going to make money. And, yeah. So Thomas said that he was wondering if you could just make, different jobs just to help out, but his schooling would be the problem, considering he's gonna focus on work and school is gonna be a problem, like up and down juggling. But because Thomas said he's at his last or the end of his semester, I believe, he decided to put it a break a little bit and then go. I need to go back slowly to look at what he said. But he said he goes there, but then he said no, he needs money. So he hit up one of his young friend and asked him if he has any, he went and looked online on Facebook, and he did modeling at first. But the requirement asks profile or something like that, but he doesn't know what profiling is. So he asked a young student friend, and the friend's like, you do this and you do that, and they saw the price, and the friend's like, if I help you, you can give me your cut and we can share it. Okay, when they got there, I think they tried like 20 outfits, and the pay was too cheap considering when he said he's looking back at it now and he's talking to Poppy, and Poppy's like, why is the payment so cheap? At the time he was like, okay, it's money, I want money or something like that. But then he got there, and this is where things get tricky, because when he was there he got SA'd. I would say SA, but he said SH. It's in the same category. So he said he was taking off the clothes because one of them decided that they want to take off the clothes because apparently they don't want him to mess up the clothes when he's taking it off. But when he's taking off the clothes, the person that was taking off his clothes, he keeps groping his chest, and he did it 20 times. So he knows this was definitely on purpose. But the thing is, Poppy was asking, was the shirt too tight? Because normally when you take off shirt, they don't want it to affect the face or where the makeup is. And Thomas is like, he doesn't think it was that tight for them to be that close to his chest. Now, after that, he decided, nope, I don't want to do this no more. He quit. And then when he went to a different place to do a different job, it was then they found out that the money that he was getting to the previous job, the groping people, turns out it was cheap. But he got another one and got a reasonable amount of money, which is the right amount of money, which was the person that was very nice to him. Let me tell you, Thomas tried a lot of activities and he's good at them. And the thing about his parents is, he said they're not strict. He said that whatever he wants, and he go for it, and his parents are very supportive. And it's true what they say, once you have your first child or your only child, you tend to spoil him than the others. Now I'm not saying that he's spoiled, because if he was, he wouldn't have got up and decided to be independent and try to make money. Now there are many people who are spoiled that does that. But on the other hand, I gotta give him props to see where the trouble is and actually get up to do it for him. Now, a lot of people didn't have that ability like me. I can't do it. I don't that willpower like him. But don't come for me. Moving on. I think with this podcast or this interview, I think everyone will learn from this by saying not everyone are as lucky when it comes to jobs, or lucky in entertainment, or lucky in career. But I can say one thing. Some people start off unlucky to learn what to do next in life because they learn from their mistakes, and some people just dive in and end up make the mistake in the middle of the thing. When they make that mistakes in the middle of that journey, they will look back on how it started to be in that problem and also learn. So yeah, a lot of people do have a problem during their career to know what not to do the next time. But also, I am glad that Thomas got brave to tell us, because he's been holding that one for a very long time, and to actually be comfortable to talk about it, even to Poppy, and Poppy is literally the first person he told podcast wise. That is strength. Also, I feel like Thomas, and don't come for me, but I feel like Thomas never was very confident in his look until modeling and hairstyle and makeup, until he looked in the mirror and hey, you do look handsome. Also, if you look how comfortable Thomas is sitting in this interview with Poppy, it shows that he's very comfortable around Poppy. Now, judging by how his journey throughout the entire life of his career, and it wasn't easy, and to be telling someone about it, that's how comfortable he is. I feel so bad hearing about Thomas experiencing with the entertainment field and how they took advantage of him, and the fact that they knew that Thomas is new to the whole thing, and they knew that he doesn't know about how much money he would have to get, and they were like, okay, He's new. He doesn't know nothing. Let me just use him for a little bit. I'm glad that he grows up now and into a better position where he can look back and like, okay, they really did take advantage of me. But the thing about it is, it's not new. It's been going around all around. It's just that not a lot of people get to talk about it because depending on who you working with, and this is where you're probably saying, then why at this point you need a manager, right? Yes, they do, but even managers take advantage of their coworkers or the people they work for because remember, they manage most of their stuff, including the money. So some people actually like rob you of that as well. So it's not just managers, it's also other people too. So you just have to know who to get and who not to get. And again, that part is not easy. I'm glad that Thomas understood what he went through and grow up to actually know what to look out for, especially when you're working in an entertainment company or entertainment industry. Now, ideally, you're still gonna look out for more because there's gonna be new encounters, new experience or bad experience. Just that you know what you need to look out for because you experienced the one that you did before. And also, I'm glad that he is surrounded by good people, some celebrities, some non-celebrities. At least he can like talk comfortable with. Yeah, some of them you're not gonna really be comfortable because you don't know them yet. But at this time, I am glad that it didn't take like it is bad, but it's not like super bad, life threatening bad. But I am glad he got himself out of that situation and learned from it. And with this podcast, people get to know a little bit of the path that he had to make for himself and the journey he went through. You would look at someone or you look at other people and you'll see like, oh, they're great, they're doing so well, but behind closed doors you don't know what they had to go through to be where they are. And I'm glad that Thomas shared that. It's not easy, but I'm glad that he shared it, and I'm glad that Poppy got the permission to actually post this and talk about it. Looking back at his series or drama career, Thomas has been doing a supportive role until Your Sky. I think Your Sky was the one that mainly gave him that boost, that main character role. And then he has a couple dramas coming called Punk Sky Spy, Punk Spy, and An Unknown Lover. We know Magic Lover is coming up. People are looking out for that one. And Ho Twa D. It hasn't come out yet, but we're looking out for all those characters, all those dramas, because he's a main character for Punk Spy, Unknown Lover, and Magic Lover. But the one that is Ho Twa D, we're not sure if he's a supportive or main, but I'm looking forward to all those. He said he's comfortable with Kong, so I'm guessing he is gonna be a partner with him in the rest of the drama coming soon. Okay, so I'm not gonna draw into much of it, just giving my little piece and thoughts of this whole podcast. But also, Poppy, I see you doing a lot of TikToks, a lot of little video of you trying to hint us that you want your BL. We get you, we see you, it's coming. It's just be patient, but also keep giving us your comedic self, because without that, it's boring. I mean, hear me out. With your comedic self, it's great to see you around in every drama. And also, there's a one that you're gonna be into, so I can't wait to see that one. I can't remember what that name was, but put it in the comments, that one. Yeah, or is he trying to hint that he already have a BL already, we just not knowing it yet? Give me a second, let me look it up if he really does. Poppy's mostly done not main role, supportive or guest role in most dramas, but I see that Punk Spy and Restart, I believe it's called Restart. He's gonna do Restart. He's the main role in those one, but the rest of them, not so sure.